Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How can we overcome our ego? And when we have wrong desires that ache if we don't commit them, how do we overcome them?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First, you have the ego. It is the most dangerous and it is the most ugly and most powerful creature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had ever created. That is the ego. For you to tame that creature, Shaykh Maulana Shaykh Effendi had said, all the animal characteristics of every animal that Allah has created is present in that ego. That, Shaykh Maulana says, if you see your ego in this true form one time and you smell it, you will die. You'll fall down and die from the disgusting nature of that ego. If you've been best friends with your ego all your life, if your ego is presenting itself as the most beautiful form in your best friend all your life, suddenly one day you think, oh, that's my ego, I want to tame it and I want to ride it. Not going to happen. It's not so easy. It's already meshed into you. First, you have to find a trainer. That trainer is going to train you how to control your ego. You have to find a master. Then that master is through his shaykh and his shaykh and his shaykh what is necessary for you, for that time, for your age, for your background, for everything he will give. Correct medicine. Not to combine it with other people or compare it with other people. Now you have a master. You understand the ego and the dangers that it has. And you still want to follow your ego. There are different kinds of wrong things that we do. There are certain things that you do is between you and Allah. Yes? You're not taking the rights of anyone else. You pray or you don't pray. Is it going to harm anyone? No, it's between you and Allah. You don't pray. It's between you and Allah. But there are certain things that you do that takes the rights of other people. Now there is a big problem there because Allah is saying, I will not forgive you until that one forgives you. You take someone's rights. You take his haqq. Then you're in trouble. So find a master. But you don't listen to your master, then definitely you're going to learn easy way or hard way. Because once people think, oh, if I don't give bayat, then it's okay, I'm not going to. No. If I give bayat, then my shaykh is going to knock me wall to wall. If I don't give bayat, then I'm free. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. That wali, that shaykh is the one, although he's going to knock you wall to wall, but there's nothing compared to what the dunya and shaitan is going to do to you. There's nothing compared to what the angels are going to do to you. What the punishment is coming from Allah, there's nothing. No one is ever going to escape. People now, they're talking about tariqat like it is a hobby, something extra that you do. Not really necessary. If you have time, it would be nice to pull a couple of tasbih and that's it. Don't you understand? The one who has no shaykh, his shaykh is shaitan. As Shaykh Effendi had said, you have no shaykh, but you do everything correctly. You pray, you go to Hajj, you do everything correctly. You will, first punishment that comes out, the first punishment when you come out from your grave on Judgment Day, you're going to stand there because you have no guide. You're going to stand there alone for 1,000 years. You don't know where to go. You're not going to be under any flag or behind anyone or any group because you're alone. We know this area pretty well. We've been here for some years. But night time like this, if I spin you a couple of times and I put you in the darkness and I say, now, it's complete darkness, no sound, no light, no nothing, now find the dargah, you'd be lost. You'd be turning around and around and around the same spot, just like the Bani Israel for 40 years. Because you have no guide. And the one, Shaykh Effendi had said, even if he has the smallest love for a shaykh, there'll be a little light at the end of his finger. Just like a, what do you call it? Flashlight. What flashlight? Huh? E.T.? Like what?
Firefly.
Firefly. On and off. Then that is enough light there, then that saint will come and look and gather you. People think it's a joke. People, they go and they look at the shaykh. They start vetting the shaykh. Do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know this? Do you know this? Or some saying, well, I went through so much in my life, why I have to listen to this one? But nobody ever thinks, I went through so much in my life, I know how to drive, why I have to sit behind this bus driver to take me from this point to that? But why I have to listen to this driver? Or why I'm going inside this doctor? I just see one paper on this office. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, and I trust him. Wrong. So how are you going to, when your ego is screaming, and this is when you need to have someone, not just that guide, but a whole Jamaat also, that will help. If the ego attacks in the front, what are you going to do? Behind, what are you going to do? On the left, what are you going to do? And sometimes it takes years. Of course it does. I would be suspicious if something just happens just like that, and you'd be able to. It takes years. It's okay. So, find a shaykh. If you don't have one, find one. Doesn't matter who it is. Find someone. And then listen. Find someone who's going to tell you what is real, not going to praise you. If he praises you, he wants something from you. If he knocks you wall to wall, then he's not asking anything from you. It is good, inshallah. Up to you again. Everyone is free. Assalamu alaikum.